He flies the ship out of space and lands the ship on homeworld. They exit the ship and see an army of gems assembled to greet them as an orb appears and reveals White's Pearl, who kidnaps Steven, carry him off to meet White Diamond. The goofy-looking creature White Diamond asks if Pink had fun playing her game, then locks Steven in his mom's room. Pearl comes in and frees Steven. He heads to see Yellow Diamond for help, but she tells him that White doesn't listen to anyone, then leaves for a mission, so he heads towards Blue Diamond, and she reveals that after Pink left they stopped talking to White Diamond. Pearl comes and tells Steven that in the old days Pink Diamond used to throw parties for the diamonds and all of them would get together, so he decides that he's going to plan one so he can speak to White Diamond. Steven sits to design his party when Blue suddenly arrives. She tells him that he's allowed to bring all his friends except for Garnet unless she defuses. Garnet refuses to do so and decides that she's not going to attend the party. The party begins with all the court coming to greet Steven before the diamonds arrive, but White Diamond's Pearl comes and announces that she can't make it to the event. Cotty tries to cheer up Steven and they decide to go down and dance with the other gem, but they accidentally fuse to the surprise of everyone, who suddenly begins an orgy to the outrage of the Nazi diamonds that decides to put an end to it. They toss Stephanie into gem jail where they defuse and starts thinking of ways to escape. Steven decides to go to sleep and calls Bismuth for backup. He awakens in a melon Steven and decides to build a boat, but he doesn't know how, so the other melons come to help him to sail toward Bismuth. He travels through a storm that shatters his boat and leaves him stranded in the sea to rot away, but Loyal Lion comes in clutch to save his life by carrying him to Greg. He realizes that it's Steven and carries him to Bismuth, where he tells her that they need help before going back to his real body. Blue Diamond comes in and scolds Steven for his actions, but he tells her that it's normal to fuse when you love someone, and talk no jutsus her to his side, so she lets them out of jail and brings the couple to where his friends are being kept. They see Yellow Diamond waiting and she tells Blue to take Steven back to the tower, but she refuses and chooses to throw hands. Steven takes the chance to get his friends, but Yellow grabs them and pushes Blue out the tower. Yellow blasts Blue with shock therapy, but Steven stops her. He uses Talk no Jutsu on Yellow Diamond to make her see reason and defeats her mentally.